Hello everybody, Pinstripe here. Welcome back to the Hogs of War League here on week 9, the final week of fixtures. And here today we have Iron Fox versus Bobby. Iron Fox, of course, is already through to the playoffs, and Bobby is just playing for the sake of playing. Bobby has only won one match so far out of the entire league and lost the previous 7. So he'll be looking to finish things off by hopefully going 2 for 7. And Iron Fox, if he wins, will surpass ADB, who is yet to play his final match of the week at the moment. But if both players win, then they will remain as they are in the current table. There's a lot of different ways that they can overlap each other, because at the end of the day, the race for second place is on. And no one wants to finish third, because that means that when you get to the quarterfinals, you have to... when you get to the playoffs, you have to go through the quarterfinals, because first and second immediately go through to the semis, and it's all down to third versus 6th and 4th versus 5th. But before then, we have this match here between these two. So we're starting things off on Hedge Maze, and in round 2 we'll go to Bridge the Gap, and if there is a third and final round, it will be on Square Off. Now it will be Iron Fox to go first, and this is a pretty big advantage immediately with his Grenadier. He's going to pick up the health crates. In fact, he's probably going to go and pick up the other health crate. But rather than going to the side to the right of him, he's going immediately straight forward. And questions here, because he's only got 15 seconds. So unless he's going for a specific class on Bobby's team... Just questioning it here. He's obviously got his shot in mind as to what he's going to do. Leaves it for 1 second. Goes for the heavy weapons. Waits for it to roll back again. Good use of the cluster bomb there. Gets the full amount of damage. Waited. Just bided his time. And gets the max amount of damage. We've seen that before. A lot of players rushing their shot with the cluster bomb, which can cause them to not get the max amount of damage. But that was just perfectly rolled off the side, nice and calm, and the max damage coming from it. But Bobby's gone heavy with the heavy weapons. 2 of them on his team so far, so he's going to again be relying on the mortars, which we have seen him struggle with before. He is accurate, but whether or not the competitive scene is causing some issues. There is, a bit of input lag on Bobby's side. Iron Fox is currently hosting, but there is a solid 40 damage there at least for Bobby, so decent start there. His gunner up to 160 health, and it's down to the scout. And Iron Fox, as we have seen throughout this league so far, will be collecting the health and looking to poison wherever possible, as that seems to be the scout's primary focus in competitive play. Looking for those openings where you can gain yourself an extra turn through the poison trick, and it immediately looks to do that onto one of Bobby's pigs, and it is going to be on his own scout, or sapper, or orderly even. He gets the orderly. I couldn't quite see. When the pigs are so far away, it's difficult to see what class they are. It's difficult to distinguish them, seeing as they have near enough exactly the same shape. So Bobby does regain a bit of health after being nudged down to 50, so a solid 90 damage coming from that cluster bomb shot. Bobby, I think, undershooting again. This might do some damage to himself here. No, gets the 46. So rather than relying on a bunch of sappers, he's instead relying on heavy weapons, which is a difficult situation when you're in close quarters combat on a map like Hedge Maze. It's all very straightforward. It's all very one way. And if you look at the minimap, you can see Bobby's pigs just all in a row, standing all in a line, and Iron Fox is going to look to damage the other heavy weapons. So he has 3 heavy weapons pigs. And there could potentially be a kill here, depending on how kind the game is going to be for Iron Fox here. Will he explode? Will he make it back onto the map? We will see. And I think... No! Gets the kill. That far left side there is a dangerous place to be. If any pig seems to land there, they just immediately explode. And whether or not Bobby will look to do the same thing... No, he's going to sprint past. And instead go for the paratrooper, I think. Yeah. I've said it before in previous games, but paratroopers seem to be Bobby's main focus. He's going to try and do the same thing, but I don't think this corner offers the same luxury of being able to get a kill, but he's going to take some damage here. Slips off the side of the wall, damages himself. Herman down to 40. And as you can see, he does run back onto the map. So there are some map discrepancies, and the bar says Iron Fox currently has the advantage, but I mean, you see here he's got his full health orderly just chilling in the corner, so he has free pickings of wherever he wants to go, whichever corner. He's going to go to the Grenadier, as he is the most important class. So he can do some healing and gain a trank shot, remove the health crate that Bobby picked up a second ago, or he'll turn his attention elsewhere. But now he's going to play it safe, body block in combination with the trank, and do exactly that. So extra turn gained, but it is the Grenadier's turn here. And the enemy Grenadier down to 114, so not quite low enough to get a kill with a cluster bomb, but still in that range of dealing damage. And if Bobby gets this on where he wants it, he could potentially blast him off the map. Oh, blast him not the right way. The grenade there just not working in his favor. And the Grenadier hops back onto the map there. So there was at least 40 damage dealt from that cluster bomb shot, but not what Bobby was looking for. And that's with the cluster bomb, which we have debated about so far in the league. The high explosive grenade bodes more accurate. It's more reliable in terms of damage, with a maximum of 60 damage output, so long as you can hit those shots. So Iron Fox taking no time at all to combo the jetpacks, which with what I guess will be... No, it goes with the machine gun. Not enough time, sorry, for a bazooka shot. So 60 damage coming from that. And the sapper is poisoned. So Bobby's got a mountain to climb here. But he could get a kill on the paratrooper. That TNT from earlier on potentially playing a part here. Just needs to finish it up. Again, his gunner on 160 health. That will be enough. But he has nudged him next to his own pig. So he will take some damage here. 10 in total. Where every bit of health counts, that is going to be costly. And the Grenadier on 54 will be looking elsewhere at the moment, ignoring the other Grenadier. Changes his mind and goes elsewhere to the center of the map. Not wanting to take any chances, immediately looking to take the health down of the gunner on 160. He knows that health is a vital resource, especially on a map like this. And again, that won't be too much damage. Lots of 9s there, but does gain an extra turn anyway. Plenty of crates coming down. We have high explosive grenades. We have a scout over here on 160. That's something that Bobby needs to pay attention to. But he will be looking to, I think, poison the Grenadier potentially. Yeah, looks to do immediately that. Maybe even get the double, but he will poison his own pig if he does try that on. If he can get this and not poison his own orderly, that will be an amazing shot. So gets one. That corner again, rolls back, gets two. So nice play again with the poison coming in handy. 3 pigs on Bobby's team. Poisoned now, including his own orderly. And he will be looking to TNT the Grenadier, but that won't be enough, as the Grenadier currently sits on 54 health, and I apologise, it wasn't Bobby's orderly. He poisoned the Grenadier and the heavy weapons. Once again, Bobby slipping off the edge there. That could be costly. I'm not sure if he's killed himself in the process there. Damages him down to 4. Yes, and he kills himself, unfortunately. His sapper didn't have that much time left anyway, seeing as he only had 11 health, but the health advantage is definitely all on Iron Fox right now. He's looking to speedrun this one, and we'll be looking to blast the gunner off the map. But I don't think that will have enough range. Not enough knockback, I think, but if he can get lucky again... I mean, we saw earlier on that the pig on Bobby's team was immediately destroyed. He does lose health, but the gunner, facing the wrong direction, turns around. But he went from 160 down to 40. And Bobby suffers here because the orderly is body blocking his heavy weapons. And the scout has just a ton of health at the moment. And so suffering a bit there from input lag. It's not going to phase him that much though. And he will look to finish off the Grenadier here, get a kill where he can. He needs to remove him from the battlefield. So he goes down. And it is now 3v3. Sorry, 4v3. Don't forget that Iron Fox does have a scout. Or is it 3v3? I can't even tell at the moment. It's very late. And Iron Fox gains himself another turn. So that will be a kill for him. Seeing as that pig will miss his turn, lose 10 health. And on his next turn, lose another 10. So Bobby has his work cut out for him at the moment. Again, the weakness of the heavy weapons is close quarters combat. And the mortars aren't going to cut it from that distance because, yeah, you get the damage, but you just risk damaging yourself in the process. But Bobby's not going to care because that should be a full 50. Oh, 48 again. So, yeah, damage coming in. Didn't damage himself either, but look at the health there again from the scout. He can just chill out, shoot the Grenadier. As he's on 95, so he needs to get his health down as soon as possible. The gunner as well, losing 10. Loses his turn. Iron Fox very much in the driving seat here, as he should finish off the heavy weapons with a final TNT. So that will be another kill here for Iron Fox. And I think he is currently cruising to victory, as Bobby will lose another turn. His Grenadier is poisoned, and overall Iron Fox just has the health advantage to take this first round. Stranger things have happened though in Hogs of War. We have seen many a comeback so far in the league, but the odds are certainly stacked here. We have talked about both of these players previously, but Bobby has suffered on occasion from input lag, but again, it's never really let it phase him. Bobby's very much a fun-loving character. He's always looking to have fun with Hogs of War as much as possible, but look at this shot here. Gets the kill with the cluster bomb, and that is a huge shot here from Bobby. Just as I'm beefing him up, you know, I'm saying good things, he just pulls off an absolute crazy shot with the cluster bomb. That's what he was looking to do earlier, so it's kind of a redemption arc, if you will. But round 1 will end up going to Iron Fox, as the final 2 pigs will fall through poison. But what a way to finish there from Bobby. Just destroys the orderly. Gets just enough distance on it. And wow, what a way to finish. Iron Fox doesn't really need to do anything. He can just skip his turn here. But we'll go for the trick shot for no reason whatsoever. Why not? Lines it up. If he can hit this, that will be another amazing shot in this game. No, lands short. And round 1 here on Hedge Maze goes to Iron Fox. So 1-0 up, we move on to round 2 on Bridge the Gap. So, welcome back everybody to round 2 on Bridge the Gap. And, well, there's a lot to decide here because this map has proven to be a long one. It's a long slog, and Iron Fox is going for a medic, paratrooper, and 3 scouts, which is significant in terms of their long-range sniping capabilities, but I think Bobby will be sticking to some form of heavy weapon setup. Because again, the question for a map like Bridge the Gap is, do you go for heavy weapons or do you go for snipers? You are limited in terms of range with the poison gas, but Bobby's starting with a sapper, then goes for heavy weapons. The sapper again is just limited in terms of range. I mean, you have shrapnel grenades, but unless he's going to go and immediately pick up a jetpack and do something on the other side, I'm not sure. Unless he's immediately going to run into the center, go over the bridge, seeing as the engineers can see the mines, so he can make his way through the minefield. But he's also going for an orderly and a scout this time, but does keep the heavy weapons in there as well. So grab your popcorn, take cover. The Purple Army are on the attack again, even though they're not in this match. Round 2. If Iron Fox wins, he will take this game 2-0. If Bobby wins, and he of course will go first, then we will go to round 3 on square off, but immediately he is going to collect the mortar. So even though he does have the sapper, he isn't going to go through the minefield. He's just going to stay on this side and rely on his mortar skills, which, as we have seen previously, have favoured him well so far in this match. And I guess my brain forgot about the inclusion of all the crates on this map, including mortars, but even so, that's going to drop a little bit too short for Bobby, and not even some splash damage there. So the orderly will take his turn, and I think we'll look to do the same thing. Needs to collect some kind of heavy weapons, and this could be a long slog between these two. The orderly picking up both of the mortars, in fact all 3 of the mortars, so 9 mortars for the orderly. And he's going to position himself, I think, behind the metal crate here. There are air bursts available, but neither side really going for paratroopers. Oh, but Iron Fox taking too long there. Doesn't get his shot away, so wastes a turn. He does position his orderly in a place that is pretty secure, seeing as the rest of this map is just so open. Everyone is exposed, and Bobby will be ignoring the orderly for now. But we'll be taking the rest of his turn to figure out the distance, and that should be enough to deal the first bit of damage so far in this match. 37 damage onto the scout. Don't forget there are 3 scouts on Iron Fox's side. He does have a paratrooper, so there is some ability going across, but immediately makes a break. Ooh, for the air burst. And the blimp there nearly causing a mid-air collision, which has happened to me twice so far in this league. In fact, we've seen it across most of the games. He does get all 3 air bursts. I don't think he'll have enough time to do anything, so he positions himself in the corner to avoid any damage, but Bobby needs to turn his attention to the paratrooper, take care of him. And just debating on what to do here. Again, the paratrooper is on his side of the map. Again, he has just taken his turn, so again, I think Bobby will just focus down the scout instead. That is looking maybe a little bit too short. That should drop in for him. No, it will land a little bit short. It's only 21 damage and a little bit of splash as well. 9, so does 30 damage in total. Not the kind of damage output he would be wanting for the heavy weapons. And the roller grenades coming out now for the scout, so that will give him another thing to throw, but poison gas, roller grenades, sniper rifle. I just stick with the sniper rifle. So yeah, he'll be reducing the health of the orderly. I mean, if you think about it, 3 scouts in a row on 1 orderly can just reduce his health down to 20 in total. So whether or not Iron Fox will be looking at that strategy as soon as possible. I mean, Bobby isn't looking to protect his orderly at all. He's maybe struggling a little bit in terms of positioning. He doesn't want to fall down. That's not a... He doesn't want to be in the pit. That's not a place you want to be this early on in the match. So again, just opts for the mortar, and we'll get some damage here. 34 again on the scout. And would it be a 1-2-3 for Iron Fox? So like I said, if he just focuses down individual targets. He was looking for the scout, sorry, the orderly, but instead opts for the sapper. So he will look to spread out the damage down to 110. And Bobby does have one scout, who I think may need to poison the paratrooper. He mustn't let himself forget about the paratrooper, given that the paratrooper is positioned next to a crate. So extra damage could potentially be used there, but no, he's going to just still focus down the same scout, get his health down with the mortars. 1 second remaining. Mortar practice everywhere, but it just drops again a little bit too short. Not where Bobby will be wanting. Down to 74 damage. So we've had shots over and under Pepsi Cola, but nothing directly where either player would be wanting. And again, yeah, he will be focusing down the orderly. So he'll nudge down to 60. Iron Fox needs to be wary here. Only 3 seconds to go. Having trouble with his controller. I think that might just hit. No, that will go wide. Doesn't make contact. And Bobby's continuous whittling down of health has technically given him the advantage at the moment. With Iron Fox missing that previous shot. Bobby wants to plant this TNT, because if he does, it will go through the wall here. So yeah, he will do that. That's one of the tricks you can do in Hogs of War. Just plant things through, and that will be a ton of damage here. Whoa, 60 down to 62. Doesn't quite slide off the map though, so he is safe. And it's back to the orderly, so damage coming left, right and center for Bobby. Needs to be cautious of the blimp here. He's got to wait for it to pass, doesn't want to lose his shot. Goes full power, that will be a little bit too far. Iron Fox proving not so accurate with his mortars, so Bobby with the advantage. Again, that vital shot with his scout earlier on that was missed by Iron Fox could have been a turning point for potentially getting a kill later on. Instead, Bobby turns all of his attention onto the paratrooper, which is something I was expecting him to do anyway. And that won't be full damage again, but it will be at least... Oh, it only gets 30, so down to 32 now. Goes back into the crate. Bobby has positioned himself close enough that it won't be anything too crazy for Iron Fox. So instead, he will look to damage the paratrooper. Looks to nudge him away. So nice use of knockback there to get the heavy weapons away from the paratrooper's position. It's not quite enough. Or at least it's not enough as what Iron Fox would have wanted. But in total, 77 damage from that turn. In combination with the jetpacks and the airburst. So Bobby keeping a close eye on the positions of the scouts. And he can just continue to rain hell down on both of them. He's had enough practice here, but again overshoots, only 19 damage. And Bobby could easily be taking this match at the moment if his shots were proving more fruitful. He needs to get that heavier damage, especially on scouts who can just chill at the back of the map and take pot shots at Bobby. If you look at the position here for Bobby's pigs, they're all positioned in a line. They're all right on the edge, which means that Iron Fox can just nudge them into the pit here so long as he makes contact. But again, the shot just too far to the right. That's 2 shots missed now, and neither player is able to capitalize on each other's mistakes. Bobby's mortar shot's proving difficult. Iron Fox's sniper shot's proving difficult. And as Bobby has changed his position now, he needs to go near enough full power. That should be enough to deal 34 damage. So again, still not in that range of 40-45 that he'd be liking. Those 2 scouts should really be dead at this point, and he does still have a full health scout. So like I said earlier, guys, you need to grab your popcorn, because this is proving to be a long game. Neither side making any real developments in terms of damage, in terms of kills, and it's just proving to be a long slog. The Sapper, though, down to 70 health now. Jetpacks being dropped down, so if pigs want to take a gamble, they can collect them and make their way over to the other side, which would speed things up a bit, but neither player nudging from their strategy that they're currently using. Proving stubborn, but again, if you do take the risk of collecting the jetpack, then that does put your own pig at risk. But 32 damage there and 15, so finally a kill. The scout goes down. Bobby will be happy with that one. That was a solid 48 damage in the end. And the orderly, even though he does have all of the mortars, is not proving too fruitful at the moment for Iron Fox. He needs to get his shots in and accurately as much as he can. Bobby's heavy weapons down to 63, the Sapper on 70, so he has done some damage, but that should drop too high, so no 50s again, but down to 37, and falls into the pit, close to the crate as well, but he should pick this one up. And I think if he were... no, he looks to go back onto his side. I would have been looking to collect the jetpack and immediately go to the orderly on Iron Fox's side. And that's going to be very dangerous here for Bobby. Again, he's going to plant this in. But whether or not the crate will protect his own pig, sometimes this game can be a little bit funky when it comes to collision. It does protect his own pig. Doesn't damage his own. Gets the kill. So 2 kills for Bobby. And it's now 5v3. So 2 scouts, 1 orderly. Both scouts still on 100 and... sorry, the scout and the orderly still on 140. The other scout here on 54. But Iron Fox could get some kills. Just depends on... he does finally get another shot away with this scout. Doesn't miss it this time. And Bobby there, you can see the bar just has the advantage. But like I was saying previously, if I was in Bobby's position, I would have taken the jetpack, gone to the orderly, and looked to blast him off the map. He has more health. The paratrooper was already down to 30 or so health, but that will be a big hit for Bobby, down to 39 health now. So the scout down to 15 health now, I think. So Iron Fox again. Ooh, look to poison. Bobby does still have an orderly, so again, it might be a little bit fruitless. It's all about the fruit today. Will it be fruitful? Will it not be? Full power shot, gets the poison. But I think Bobby will just look to remedy that with a healing hand. So Iron Fox's poison strategy is not coming up trumps here at the moment, as Bobby's heavy weapons really paying off. This is a heavy weapon map, and look at that. The full damage shot here. full accuracy, just as we saw in the previous round with that cluster bomb shot. Gets the kill. So it's now 5v2. And the question is, will Bobby finish this round with all of his pigs intact? Will I end up eating my own words as Iron Fox looks to damage the enemy gunner here and look to drop his health down by at least 40 to gain himself another turn? No! Drops too far forward. Whether or not that was pre-planned, I'm sure we'll find out in the comments. But as suspected, Bobby will take no time to heal his pig. Doesn't want to lose a turn. Wants to keep everybody alive. And like I said, Iron Fox has an uphill struggle at the moment, literally, to finish this round and win this game, because Bobby is putting up a fight and proving difficult with his mortars. Only 2 seconds to go. Needs to get his shot away just about. That should be good. Oh, goodness me, 47. And will he slide off? He's sliding! He gets the kill! Goodness me, Bobby once again proving to be a tough customer. And once again the orderly ends up dying from sliding off the map. He does get the poison again on the same heavy weapons, but it's kind of fruitless at the moment. Given the health advantage Bobby has, he still has a full team. We'll just ignore the sniper rifle and look to drop the scout into the pit. There are jetpacks down there, but he's going to look to damage him as much as possible. That will drop too short. Maybe some splash damage. No, it also drops too short as well. So Iron Fox again just completely exposed. Heavy weapons down to 53, so not where he'd want it to be. And there doesn't really seem to be anywhere he can hide. As positioning yourself here at the top, that's a dangerous spot to be. Because if he does take damage, he can easily just slide off in any direction and potentially even slide off the map again. So that kill on the orderly really proving to work in Bobby's favour here. As that was a lot of health to chip away at, and just in one fatal swoop with the mortar takes 47 damage and then just slides off the map. And again, if I were Bobby, I would look to just go grab the jetpack and take a trip over there. And it looks like he's thinking about doing that. Maybe a little bit of input lag, ends up sliding down. Does have the mortar as well, but can't quite see him on the mini-map, so won't have 100% accuracy here, but as long as he can get it into that area, it should do something. 17 damage and slides down. Doesn't keep sliding, but he will turn around and make his way back onto the playable surface. So only 17 damage down to 123 health. And Iron Fox will look to change his position. Maybe no, goes for the poison. The sapper is only on 33 health. So if he plays his cards right, there could be 2 turns gained here. So I wouldn't rule him out just yet. Things can change in an instant as Bobby is down to 3 health. But we'll look to damage him as soon as possible. Needs to be accurate with this one. If he misses a single shot here, then Iron Fox will capitalize. But that should be only 22. So again, health proving difficult. And Iron Fox, yeah, will go for the safer position in the back of the map. But again, it's a double-edged sword, as we saw with the orderly. Speaking of which, he will look to nudge him down to 60 health. So whether or not Bobby still has mortars remaining will prove a turning point potentially. His heavy weapons though still on 140 health. Does have 1 mortar remaining, so if he can just get it into that area, get something on him. as it drops. Oh, goodness me, gets a ton of damage. And the full damage as well, gets to 50. It collided with the top of the crate. Completely destroys it, and in doing so, because the pig was positioned right next to the side, it just did extra damage and the full damage as well. So Bobby just rinsing the mortars. And this round, I think, is safe to say at this point. I mean, if Iron Fox hadn't taken that damage, it would be completely different, as the orderly drops to only 20 health. Bobby will gain himself back the turn that would have been lost, just to make sure, but as long as he can do some kind of damage here, he will take the round, as the sapper is down to below 20 health. So just needs to get him here with the grenade launcher. And in doing so, Bobby takes round 2. Complete destruction here, as he does not lose a single pig. Finishes with all 5 of them remaining. And well, Iron Fox will be dumbfounded by that one. But we're going to go to the 3rd and final round on Square Off. So the 3rd and final round here on Square Off is decided by a random choice here of the game in terms of who will go first. It will be Iron Fox to go first, and he has plenty of paratroopers to choose from, looking for mobility, looking to pick up the deadly weapons that will drop at some point. We do have plenty of random weapons, super TNTs, sometimes even airstrikes. But yeah, Square Off is a tricky one. It's one where I met my fate against Iron Fox after trying to jump the bridge, which usually proves pretty tricky. It is a very difficult one, but this will be a pretty well-known map for both players. It is up there in terms of popularity with the likes of Ice Flow and all kinds of stuff. Iron Fox does just about get a flamethrower shot away, which will only do 20 damage. But he did get the jetpack damage as well, so 38 in total. And Bobby also going with the paratrooper, making sure he will pick up the crate of the rifle bursts before... No, instead leaves the rifle bursts and immediately goes for the pillbox instead. Iron Fox with 3 paratroopers so far that I have seen. Didn't quite catch in what order they had their team. Again, I must apologise, I'm not entirely organised at the moment. It is very late. And this match so far has been an absolute thriller for both players. It has been a treat to watch, and it's going to be very interesting to see who comes up trumps in the end. Like I said earlier, if Iron Fox wins, he will be in a good position to challenge ADB in 3rd place. And indeed challenge even 2nd place, potentially. I'm not entirely sure how accurate I'm speaking at the moment, because there are differences in goal difference in terms of who's won more rounds and whatnot. But it will be decided as soon as this match is over, and as soon as ADB has finished his match this week as well. We know that Castor is already finished in 1st, that is a definite. No one can currently catch him, so long as he wins his next game. Oh, and that is a big cluster bomb shot again from Bobby. The damage coming everywhere, but the lucky AI maneuver brings the paratrooper out, down to 40 health as well. And Bobby is just brutal at the moment with those cluster bombs. So the random crate brings out some roller grenades in combo with the airburst, and well, Iron Fox definitely with the armor advantage now has 2 pillboxes and will target Bobby's pig in the center of the map. That should be a hit, so it will be 40 damage. As the scout takes damage there, and down comes the Super TNT. Right on the head of Iron Fox, who knew exactly where he needed to stand. So the question now will be, who will he use it on? Because again, he is a paratrooper, he can go wherever he wants to, but Bobby did pick up the madness gas. But instead will opt for the rocket launcher to get the kill on the paratrooper. As he falls in the water. And it's now 4v5. So Bobby with the quick damage with the cluster bomb and the rocket launcher. Does have the pillbox, but the random crate will be a guide missile. So another heavy hitting weapon so far for Iron Fox, and the rifle burst, which as I said earlier was something Bobby just didn't want to pick up. So rather than standing in front of the pillbox, he will jetpack on top to make sure that it can't target him, as he's only down to 90 health. Immediately goes for the guide missile to drop the sapper potentially in the water, but that won't be enough. But 70 health coming from that in total, and the scout down to 100. So Bobby will pick up, I think this is some jetpacks here. So mobility allowing him to move. I think again he is suffering from a little bit of input lag. Interesting. Oh, that's going to be very costly for Bobby. Rather than using the jetpack, he just immediately goes for the random crate. It would have been a lot easier, and it would have cost him some time, but for the sake of some cattle prods, it really wasn't worth it. And yeah, you can see how demoralizing that is for Bobby there. Just losing 30 health, that will be costly. It's a bad mistake from Bobby there, but I'm guessing he meant to jump at that point. It just didn't come through. The input was there, but again, if input lag is an issue, then it was a little bit too late, and the sapper dropping down to 40 health now. So even though Bobby has killed one pig, most of his pigs are now below 100 health. But he does immediately destroy the pillbox. The sapper, of course, extremely powerful against them. But look at Mr. Super TNT here. There could be a double kill on the cards. And Fox immediately making his way over there. And, well, not quite. Won't be enough, seeing as the metal part of the building will block the damage. Unless he gets it on the top here. That is a 100 million IQ play here from Iron Fox. But will it do the damage necessary? Yes, it will. Gets the double. 98 on the sapper. Gets the double kill. The orderly is just evaporated. And well, we went from 5v4 to now 3v4. Iron Fox has turned this match around. Bobby will not be giving up so soon. Sitting comfortably in his pillbox, looking to get this shot away. It is dead center. Whether or not the range is a little bit too far, we will find out. I think that might drop off. Yeah, it does, just a little bit too far. If the pigs are in the distance and you can't see the land in front of them, but you can see the pigs, then usually they are too far out to hit them. So Iron Fox looking for the scout. Knows that he's down to 60 or so health. Doesn't have any scouts on his team, Iron Fox, so we can't quite get the poison in this round. That should connect, gets the 40. And well, Iron Fox is certainly looking comfortable here. Bobby does still have a full health paratrooper. But jumping in the pillbox would only be prolonging this game. He needs to get up close and personal and do some damage. Look to nudge people towards the water into this sort of death zone, as it were, but instead only gets the 30. He is near the explosive barrel, so again there could be some damage there. But Iron Fox has had enough of the pillbox and is wanting Bobby to get out of there. But instead opts to go for the paratrooper. He is stood next to the water, so a dangerous place to be, depending on where he lands. If he lands close to the vent opening, then he will automatically swim back onto the land. But if he lands away from that area, then he has to eventually swim elsewhere, and sometimes the game will just decide at random to kill the pig if they are too far away from any land entrance, I guess. Seeing as we have the combination of walkable and slippery tiles. Of course, the outer edges of the water are slippery, and Bobby going for a poison shot here. It's going to be a little bit too far. No, aims it down, does get the bounce, doesn't get the double. And the paratrooper down to 85 health, so potentially on the cards there could be an extra turn gained later on. But again, I'm just looking at the position of the explosive barrel and just wondering why Bobby didn't take the opportunity to deal at least 60. And as I said earlier, he drops into an area that is just difficult to get out of because the pig has to turn and swim and make his way. But he barely made it into the water as the scout perishes. Bobby will try to use his third and final shot here with the heavy weapons. Heavy machine gun, I should say. So that should connect. No, drops off as well, so that is also just too far out of range for the pillbox, and that renders it kind of useless now as all of its weapons are done for. He does have flamethrowers, but that's not going to be enough, and Iron Fox will look to nudge him in the water, which I think he has done, and immediately kills him. So the paratrooper just landing in a spot that you just can't be. And well, what a way to take him out. Just a single jetpack just removed that paratrooper. So it's now 1v4. Bobby just has got his work cut out, but on a map like this you can't rule anything out. We saw that match between Raging Looney and ADB, where Raging Looney was in a 1v4 situation and ended up beating ADB, taking down all 4 of his pigs with his single paratrooper. Bobby again, just a little bit too much time there. Deals more damage to the pillbox than he does to any pig around him. And he's out in the open for a fresh hit with the heavy machine gun. The final one for Iron Fox. He's just going to take his time to line this one up. Aiming slightly to the right because that should be enough, I think. Shouldn't drop off too soon, and he does get the damage, so he's down to 90 now. And the time Bobby spent previously getting to this position just took too long. You can see the crate on the minimap where the previous paratrooper died. But the previous damage to the pillbox coming in handy here, as that should be enough to take out the paratrooper. He does slide down, doesn't fall in the water. And Iron Fox will say, screw it, you know, I've got all the health in the world that I need. I just need to remove your health. I'm not wasting any time. Because that was the... ended up being the downfall of ADB in the end. Because he didn't have any way really of closing the gap. And Raging Looney was able just to sit back and constantly bombard him with bazooka shots. Bobby could get a kill here if he scoops him in the right way. He is only on 80 health, but the double-edged sword here is that by positioning yourself here, this same thing can happen to you in your next turn. So that won't be a kill. I think he will be safe. Only down to 19 health. And I think this round most definitely will end up going to Iron Fox, which means that he will take this game 2-1. It was a very hard-fought battle. Bobby was completely dominating in the previous game on Bridge the Gap. But it was this map in the end that proved to be his downfall. Iron Fox just too nimble with his team of paratroopers. And he should fall in there and unfortunately drown. But well played to both players. Iron Fox takes the 3 points, damages his paratrooper as well, but finishes with 4 pigs intact. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This has certainly been an entertaining game here in the final week of fixtures before the playoffs. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below, and I'll catch you later for the next match.